I had a video recorded for today, but these times we're in are changing so quickly, and growth seems to be happening so rapidly that I felt called to record again and just share freshly in the moment. I listened to a podcast this morning on surrender, and surrender is such a word. I mean, we use it a lot, and I think there are lots of ways that it gets used, kind of like the word love, that are much more diminished and really don't capture the full power of what it means. Um, Surrender is the core part of my trajectory. It's also something that seems to happen as we do this nervous system work over time. And I think a lot of people think that surrender means being passive and that it means just kind of accepting begrudgingly what you are handed. Acceptance is definitely the first step in surrender, but it's not surrender. Um, the begrudging part indicates that it's not surrender. And it's really important to take off the Pollyanna glasses and to see a situation for what it is. This is the hard part of healing. Sometimes it means waking up to what's not ideal, what is unhappy, what is out of alignment. And that's acceptance. It's very sobering. Surrender comes later, and usually after one has had the totally non-judgmental permission to be pissed or in grief or ashamed or embarrassed or whatever feelings are coming up in relationship to accepting what is, like really seeing it, really sensing it. There's a kind of powerful reclamation that happens when one is accepting the things in life at this level, that there is no abandonment of the self anymore, no more pretending, no more performing, no more trying to be something other than exactly what is, feeling exactly what one feels and seeing a situation exactly for what it is. Surrendering is like grace. It comes after all of the permission to feel for however long one needs to feel the feelings in response or reaction to the situation. Surrendering comes after the ego has had its full spectrum experience and is actually ready to grieve an identity and let go of an identity. And surrender happens when the heart is available again, when the heart is available to being moved and changed by what is happening and to be active in it. Sometimes surrender does look like stopping when you've been doing in a performative way, but sometimes it looks like putting your all into something when you've been holding back and allowing the current of that vital life force to lift you up and put and speak through your voice and move through your actions and reach for the thing that the universe wants to reach for through you, through your body, through your life. Surrender encompasses the whole spectrum of nervous system activation and deactivation, and surrender is also the thing which grows our entire bandwidth to the next level. Surrender is like being in a cosmic lovemaking experience. It's like saying yes to being moved deep within. So on this, I guess we're getting close to another new moon. During this particular threshold that we're in the heat of summer, I'm about to leave to go away for a week to an annual retreat mastermind with the Wellness Professionals Academy in Wyoming. And we'll be masterminding our goals and life goals and future and identity evolution, and also be plunging in the creek and hiking in the Tetons, which will be a big deal for my body. And I'm so grateful that I've had the energy consistency over the last couple of weeks, thanks to the most recent dumping of heavy metals, that there's a new level of energy that I'm feeling pretty optimistic that I'll be able to keep up on the hike. I'm sharing this because there's a stirring of my routines happening. Sometimes I'm going to bed later or eating later than usual or sleeping in or having different parts of my day that have been well structured and created a lot of regulation and safety moved around and juggled around. I'm trying new foods. And this is somebody who I would have histamine and mast cell flares from the tiniest thing. So it's interesting. You know, I've had several of these reshuffles, but this is a big reshuffle happening. And it's important to share in case you are also going through a reshuffle right now. I think a lot of us are. When a foundation is going through a evolutionary change, it's common for there to be this limbo period in which things are being shaken up. And it feels chaotic, but it's not. It's actually almost like I've used this metaphor a lot with my clients, like when you repot a plant because it needs a bigger pot, there is that moment of sort of strange discomfort where the plant is outside of its small pot and its roots are kind of dangling in the air and it's like, what the is happening? But it's not yet in the new container. But it kind of it's required to get to the new container. And I think there's wisdom in that moment. Like why we have that moment. First of all, it builds courage. It builds our spiritual trust and our trust muscle in life to have that moment of like, woo, to feel the mystery and not know what the next sort of structure is going to be that we're going to land in. But it also kind of like, I imagine those roots dangling in the air and that sort of raw feeling that they must have. And there's like there's an opportunity to touch and taste for a moment that energy of mystery, that holy shitness of like, whoa. And Joanna Macy, a teacher of mine, just passed over the weekend, a pioneer in the integration of Buddhism and deep ecology. And it was said that as she was dying, she kept lifting her hands in front of her and staring into space and saying, wow. Fortunately, she was someone who learned how to do that in life. And so it was just, there was an ease when she was ready to pass and cross the veil. It was like, I know how to do this. I know how to be in awe. And we have that opportunity as well, whether we are, even if we're not going to die for many years. Death can be beautiful when one recognizes that it is that opportunity to touch awe and to be moved by mystery. And so if you are in the middle of one of those repotting experiences, if you are in the limbo like me, if you're feeling that like, ooh, I can't really go back to where I was, but I'm not ready. I still don't know where I'm going. And I'm feeling this like uncertainty and this rawness and like, oh, the wind is in my roots. Maybe take an opportunity if you're willing to lean in to it as the possibility for a portal of maybe a mini mystical experience, like a stepping outside of the tight confines of the patterns of your life for a moment to feel the vastness and the awe that is available and just simply existing. And of course, if you want to commune around this in any way, reach out to me in the sanctuary because we are here to hold space for initiations of this kind on many levels. Take care.